Let us now work on updating our points on UI. So in this, you will see more complex state updating logic. But it is very important to understand because in complex project, you will be doing almost all the calculation inside reducer. Before updating our state, first let us just render our progress bar. Now here I will come inside this app.js. So when that has to be displayed, whenever my status is active, let me come above. Whenever my status is active, I want to display this quiz min. I want to display this question as well as I want to display this next button. So we have already rendered our question component. Now we are going to work on this quiz main component. Again, I will come down. So when this is active, let me just come here. Above this, I'm just going to render my quiz main as well. I will remove this closing tag. Instead, I will be closing in this way. But here, I am rendering two components inside this JavaScript mode. So here I will be using fragments. And below this, I will be closing fragments. Now here, I will copy this quiz main. Once we use quiz main, we have to import quiz main. Here I will be pasting. Here I will paste. Save it. Now I'm just going to click on this start quiz. You can see successfully I am able to display my progress bar where I am having question, I am having points, I am having timer, and also this question component is displayed where all the options are displayed. Here we are having some issue. This points has to be displayed in the same line. I will open this quiz main and from here I will remove this span. Save it. Come here. Now successfully I am having progress bar in which questions are displayed, points are displayed as well as time is displayed. But now we are going to work on the second part when we click on the button. So successfully we have completed the first part by changing the background color of correct answer and wrong answer. Now we are going to work on updating points. So whenever I click on this option, four things we have seen, four things will be happening. So now here points are also getting updated on UI. So for that we have to create variable in our state. First, I will come inside app.js. Inside this state, I will be creating points and initially I will not be having any points. Once I click on the answer, only then I have to update my point. So that is very logical. So whenever I get the correct answer, only then I have to update my point. So here, let me just write here points. And by default, I will give here 90. Okay, simply. And I will be separating with comma. Save it. Once I am having new answer, I have copied entire state. And inside this answer, we have already stored the answer index number. And I am just updating my points to 90. Now I'll come down. Below this, first thing I have to destructure points. Here I will write points. And I'm just going to display points. Copy, paste. Inspect this. Now I'm just going to click on the start quiz. As soon as I click on this answer, any answer, you can see I'm able to get my point. That is nothing but 90. So successfully, whatever backgrounds we have given, accordingly, that background is displayed. Now we got to know when we have to update our point. Whenever we select the answer and if we are having the answer, only then we have to update this point. So here, let me remove this. Let me remove entire thing. Why? Because initially we are not aware which is our current question. Why? Because inside initial state we have only passed index and value stored as 0, which means I am just selecting 0th index object. But now first I want to get access to current question, and for each and every question we have given different points. So first we should be having access to current question. Now how we are going to get access to current question? By using JavaScript array method. Again, I will be calculating inside this new answer. So this is where our state updating logic will become more complex. I will just come down. I will write here const. I will write here question is equal to, now my array is nothing but quiz question that is present inside this state, copy state. From there, I just want to access my quiz question, which is holding entire array of object. And from there, I just want to access my current question. How we are going to write? I will write here at, then I am just going to write state.index. So whatever index I am having, here I am having 0th index. So 0 will be passed here. So from this array, I am just going to access 0th index. If my index value is 1, that index will be passed here. And from this array, I am just going to access first element from the array. So basically, using this, I am just going to get current question from my API. Let me save, and below this, let me just come here. Now below this, I will write log, and simply I just want to display question. Come here, refresh once, click on the start quiz. Now my index is 0. As soon as I click on this, successfully I am able to access the current question. Whatever question is active, I am able to access that question. Similarly, I will come here. I am just going to change my index to 1. Save it. Come here, refresh, click on the start quiz. I will select the answer. Now successfully, I am able to access my second question. That is nothing but current question which is displayed on my UI. And inside this question, we are having points property. So using this points property, we are just going to update on screen. I'll come here. I will remove this entire thing. So here I will be writing points. And when I want to update the points, only when my answer is correct, I want to update the point. So again, we are just going to get the index number using this action.payload. If it is equal to, from this object, I just want to access my correct answer property. Here I will write correct answer, because using this logic, using this at method, we have got access to current question. So in that current question, I am just checking if my question dot correct answer is equal to action dot payload. If this is true, what I will do, I am just going to update my point. So here I will write state dot point, because this points is available inside the state. Inside the state, we are having our entire initial state, and I'm just accessing my state. If this entire thing is correct, I will just increase the value by 1. If it is false, then simply I'm just going to return my default state. But here, what I want, I just do not want to write 1. Why? Because for each and every question, we are having different points. So here, instead of writing 1, from this question object, I just want to access my points. Now, if you see here, we have written complex state updating logic, and this is very important to understand, because in most of the cases, almost all the calculation we are going to do inside reducer function. So here, first what we did, we have created our point state, and initial value we have assigned as 0. And whenever our answer is correct, only then we have to update our point. So for that, first we got access to the current question using this array at method, and then we are just updating our points. And when we have to update, only when our answer is equal to this correct answer, we have to update our points. If not, we have to return default state. Now I'll come here, refresh this, open this components, click on this app. Inside this reducer, you can see my initial point is 0. I will click on the start quiz. Initially, it is still 0 and my status is active. Now here I'm just going to select this const. As soon as I click on this const, you can see my point is increased by 5. Why? Because inside index by default I have passed index 1, and inside this API for index 1 we are having points as 5. So 5 will be added to my point. And you can see answer value we got as 2. Why? Because 0, 1, 2 answer is also updated. Now let me refresh. Come here. For this second index we are having point as 10. So here I will pass 2. So using this up method I will have access to my current question. Refresh this. Click on start. I will open reducer. Initially my point is 0. Which method is used to render? I will click on this. Now for that my point is 10. So 10 will be added. So successfully we are able to update our points. And accordingly whatever index we are having for the answer, that value will be updated to our answer property. And this entire thing will be same. And by default we have passed index 2. I will come here. I'm just going to change to 0. Click on this. Now I will be selecting this keys. Open. Now successfully points will be updated. Answer index is 0. Index is 0. Status is active. And inside this quiz question we are having entire array of object. So successfully we have updated our points. I will come to options.js. We have seen how to update the point, as well as we have completed our first step.